Hola, ¿qué tal amigos de La Verdad? Yo soy María Montijo y a continuación les presento la entrevista completa que realizó el equipo de La Verdad al ex guitarrista de Guns N' Roses, Gilby Clarke, en el marco de la clausura del Festival Internacional del Pitic 2016. Espero y la disfruten. And tell me about Gilby Clarke Band. How did you start with these guys?
Well, as a solo band, my band does change over time because we don't tour the way we used to, which is get in a tour bus and just go for like a year. We don't do that. We do a lot of what we call weekend warriors. So we go away for like a week, we come back. So sometimes I have to change my band up. But this band, Troy and E.J, has been with me for about 4 or 5 years. E.J is a friend of mine I've known forever. We ride motorcycles together. Our wives are friends. So he's always played bass, but he started playing my band about 4 or 5 years ago. Same with Troy. Troy started quite a few years back, and you know, he does come and go because he has a couple other bands he plays in. So they've been with me about 4 or 5 years.
Play in Gilby Clarke Band?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. It's only rock and roll, but
yes,
you like it.
Exactly.
Like Rolling Stone?
Yes. I mean, it's to me nowadays there's so many categories of music, and people ask me that, and I always say, it's rock and roll. It's loud guitars, drums are bashing, and I scream over it.
Yes.
So I don't think it's hard rock, and I don't think it's classic rock. It's just kind of rock and roll. You know?
It's just rock and
roll. Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. And what is the biggest challenge when you play live music?
Well, for me, what the biggest challenge is most people know me from working with Guns N' Roses.
Yes.
But I have been worked with a lot of different artists. I mean, I see myself as a guitar player first and songwriter second. So I think sometimes people just expect me to get up and play a whole Guns N' Roses set, and we don't. You know, it's like I play stuff from my music. We do play some Guns N' Roses, but it's not we're not a tribute band.
Yes,
You know, and I think that is a misconception, and I just don't think it's fair to myself and to the audience, you know, to do that, you know. So anyway, I think that is the hardest part of it.
Okay, and what is the biggest challenge when you compose music alone and with a band?
The biggest challenge in a band is you have to listen to everybody else.
Yes, I know.
So it's just like being married or having a boyfriend. It's compromising. It's always compromising. And in a band, you compromise a lot. When you're in a solo band, you don't have to compromise. It's really how you see it and what you want to do. So that is the biggest challenge is in being a band, is having that balance and being able to compromise and make everybody happy.
Yes, of course. And about the Gilby solo album, Punch of Guitars, I think it's your first album.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a great album. I like it so much because it's so much rock and roll.
Yes.
And influences from other classic rocks.
Yes.
I know. For me, it's like a Beatles, Lynyrd Skynyrd. I don't know. It sounds like Eagles.
Yeah. It's funny they say that. I've heard that before.
What can you tell me about it?
Well, I mean, Pawn Shop was my first record, and it really was songs that I'd had for quite a few years of them. Some of those songs were old, and some of them were brand new. So it really was a collection of songs I'd had for a while when I made that record. When it was time to do it, I also had great contributions from a lot of different artists that played on the record and really made it sound unique. As I started making more records, it did get more focused. And like I said, this record is very, very focused. So, Pawn Shop's still my favorite record too. So.
Me too. Okay. And about your song, Cure or Kill Me.
Yes.
I think it's a powerful song and a great song with a nice intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. What can you tell me about this song, the composer?
Cure Me or Kill Me was the last song that I wrote for Pawn Shop Guitars. When we went in to make the record, I thought the record musically was there. I was pretty happy with all the songs that we had. But I felt like I still needed one more rock song. So I actually wrote that song because I wanted a rock song. And when I originally wrote it, believe it or not, I wrote it on piano. But it's such a guitar song. But what happened was I was writing it on piano. It wasn't going anywhere. So I started playing it on guitar and I changed the key. And once I changed the key, it really kind of flowed.
Yeah.
And it really made the song more of like a rock song. Cure Bear Kill Me and Tijuana Jail are kind of my two favorite songs that I have. So.
Cool. And about that Black song?
Black was kind
like
of.
it so much.
Thank you. We're not actually playing it tonight. Yeah, we haven't played it in a while. We're trying to change the setup because sometimes I notice that years go by and we don't change. So we've been adding some new songs and taking out, and we can't play them all. But Black is very much like a Beatles kind of tune. And the record, I love the record version of it. I thought we did a great job.
Yes. Tijuana Jail. Is that Mexican song?
Yes, exactly.
What is the story behind it?
Well, it's an interesting story because it is a true story, but it is a little bit of a fable in there. A lot of people get mixed up about the Texas part of it, but I don't usually like to write a song about myself. I like to observe, so usually when I'm writing it, it's almost like a character. So the character was a person that was from Texas that, and I took it from experience of going down to Tijuana, getting drunk and getting in trouble and getting thrown in jail. And so like I said, it comes from a true story, but there is some embellishments.
Okay, nice. And now about your favorite music, and what is your favorite solo and why?
What is my favorite solo?
Solo guitar.
Let me think about that. I was thinking about this the other day, and strangely enough, one of my favorite solos, and it's not one of the best, is Maggie May. Ron Wood from Rod Stewart's band, the song Maggie May. I've always loved that solo in that song. It just is so bluesy, and it just really felt the song, and it's probably one of my favorite ones.
Okay, and about your favorite guitarist?
My favorite guitarist changes all the time, but right now I'm going to say Billy Gibbons.
Okay, and why Gibbons?
Well, because he's the best. It's really, I think when he's taken blues guitars and modernized it is really fantastic, where you take songs like Sharp Dressed Man. I mean, that's such a great blues riff. All of us guitar players are trying to write the greatest blues guitar riff, and Billy Gibbons keeps doing it.
Yes, and about your favorite bassist?
Bassist? My favorite bassist is E.J.
Thank you.
Are you kidding? E.J. is my favorite bass player.
Okay.
Second favorite.
And about your favorite drummer?
My favorite drummer is Troy. My drummer, Troy Patrick Farrell.
Okay.
But there's a lot of drummers I love. Stephen Perkins from Jane's Addiction, Kenny Aronoff, who plays with John Fogerty, different people. I love his drumming. There's a lot of great drummers. Brian Tishy, great drummer.
John Bonham?
John Bonham too, of course.
Yes, of course. Now in Guns N' Roses job, tell me about how we part of Guns N' Roses.
How we what?
We part of Guns N' Roses.
Why we parted or a part of it?
A part of it.
A part of
Sorry.
it. Well, I mean, for me, my part of Guns N' Roses, quite a few years ago, it's hard to remember, but it was just a perfect time. It was a good time. The band was extremely successful. The way I played guitar really fit with the band, and what people seem to forget is it really was a band, a musical band. Everybody contributed. Matt's drumming contributed, Duff's bass playing, Slash guitar playing, my guitar playing, Axel singing. It all really combined. It really made those songs come alive for live performances. So that's what I took from it was, musically, it was really a good band. It was really easy, believe it or not, to fit in and play in that band. You didn't think, you just played.
Yes, of course. And how they are as a band, Guns N' Roses.
How are they? Well, I mean, when we were doing it, it was great. I mean, you got to understand, when a band is successful, things are easier.
Yes.
Your decisions that you make are really insignificant. So, we were playing sold out shows, the videos were successful, the records were selling. The stuff that was the problems were really insignificant, and a lot of it was blown out of proportion. But the reality is, it was a great band, musically, great songs, great performance. All the parts were really, really good. I mean, for me, it was a great part of my life, and I try to remember the good things and not the bad.
Okay, of course. What is your best memory of the Use Your Illusion tour?
A couple things. The Freddie Mercury performance in London was a real special time for me. Mick Ronson and David Bowie played on that show, and I got to meet them. and spent a lot of time with Mick Ronson, and that was a really one of the most memorable moments in my life.
Okay, very nice. And how did you feel you play Knocking on Heaven's Door in Wembley?
It was really amazing. First of all, because of Freddie Mercury had recently passed away, the song, it really meant a lot. I think it really connected between the band. I think it connected with the audience. I think it also connected with all the other bands that were playing there. I think everybody wished they were playing Knocking on Heaven's Door that day.
Yes, 80,000 people.
That's a lot of
yes.
people.
And are you a friend from Slash?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we don't see each other very much anymore. We played shows together last year in Brazil. My band opened for them. We did 5 shows together.
Okay. And about your job in the spaghetti incident?
Yeah, that was believe it or not, it was a lot easier than you think, because when we were recording, everybody knew their role. Slash didn't tell me what to play on guitar. I didn't tell him what to play on guitar. We didn't tell Matt what to play on drums. Everybody knew what to do, and therefore it was actually a lot easier than you think. Once again, it was just because it was cover songs. We just really had to figure out the arrangements and stuff. But it really went together really well.
And I shoved it in his throat.